the AGM, 1/3 of the board has to stand down. I think we can go up to 12 in all, if I remember rightly, it's in the Constitution. And anybody interested in standing would be asked to fill a nominee form, and then the shareholders would vote on who they wanted to sit on that board to represent them and make sure the company is run properly. And then every year, 1/3 of the board has to step down, i.e. whenever you join, you have 3 years, you have 2 years, and then the 3rd year, you step down for re-election if you wish. That's how it works, you know. You step down, you've done 3 years, and you're happy, that's it. Or the ambulance comes after you, you have to step down. And then anybody else who's interested puts a name forward, say what their experiences are, why they have to be a board member. All the members, shareholders read it. There might be a list of 20. I'll take 4 that I'd like to go back on the board. And it's a democratic process. So that's the way somebody could be on the board. But also I think in past meetings we mentioned sub-boards. Sub-board for property development, a sub-board for retail development, sub-board for car parking development. You know, we can set up a sub-board for everything. And then individuals who are interested in helping out or being involved can possibly sit on those sub-boards and have a good time, I'm sure. Then as part of every share offer, we have to put in certain risk factors that we deemed could affect the share offer and affect the business. And then there's a list there of about 9 or 10 possible risks that if life falls through, that we don't raise sufficient funds, we don't get an exemption on our charity status we've got. Problems arise with the land, additional costs, planning permission is not given, income from parking is not as we anticipated, the site takes too long to get ready, it's probably longer than anticipated period of income, several large shareholders seek to withdraw their capital for effective, the board fails to develop an effective succession plan, i.e. we don't get new people wanting to come on board. The society is unable to raise sufficient finance to complete the long-term development of the sites, and the cost becomes too high. So those are the factors that we have to address, have to have some contingency for, and obviously the new board would have to address risks that any shareholders or anybody raises, but it's all about having a fallback position on the risks, and we're very confident that with the latest 2 weeks of interest and money coming in, that the majority of those risks are sort of addressed, and that we are getting money through. Further information, business plan copies are available on the website, and then the investment terms, £200 a share. The offers launched, since this has been we've been told that this is needed by the FSA, so we launched it 1st of October, last Friday, and then the offer will close on the 18th of October, and that is it. Or if we reach 250,000, we might well do. But as I said, we're probably around 200,000 now. And yeah, it's all looking very positive. And then, as I said, the list that we have in credit, I'm pretty sure 2 days ago we got 380. So it will be nearly 400. So all of those 400 people, or minors, as in young people at the CT, have to get a guardian site. So we have to find 400 of these back by the 18th of October. So we would ask kindly, if you talk to friends and family and they have invested and they're not here tonight, please ask them to call in credit or take some for them. So that, and as I said, there's a full constitution there, 30 page, and if anyone is interested in the green FSA, more than welcome to take that. But I hope you appreciate it. Couldn't print it for everyone, because 400 of those would be very expensive, and we'd rather spend the money on development than cutting down trees. And then, yeah, I'd like, if anybody has a question, please raise your hand. Yes?
Couple things. One in the risks, as a society fails to recognise it as a charity.
Yeah.
We're not, a time for the charity?
We're not going to be a limited charity, but our charitable aims, meaning that we want to develop society, develop regeneration, does allow us to actually not pay the stamp duty and rates. So you can be a registered charity under Charity Commission. We can also have a recognised charitable status under the tax regime, under the HMRC, Manages Revenue and Customs, would grant a charitable aims organisation dispensation. So we are confident that because it's a voluntary board, it's individuals putting into a social entity, that we will not have to pay the stamp duty, which otherwise would be £10,000, which is a nice saving, and the rates probably £2,000 as well. The rates would be £15,000 a year. So it's a big thing, again, because we're going down this social route, it does mean that we can provide discretionary rate relief and mandatory rate relief and the rates. So it's a worthwhile endeavour, I'm sure.
Is it under consideration to actually apply for formal charitable status as well?
Yeah, I think it's an option to look at for them. We have to fill in the Charities Commission returns. What we've been told that the green FSA form is sufficient for us to be charitable aims and objectives. But if there are further benefits of being a registered charity, I'm sure we will register and be applicable, I hope. Anybody else?
Is this available
online as well? Yes, Clive will be with us. He might be with us before the end of the night. So Clive Davis, we've got details of him there. He works for Telemat in Newcastle, Lebanon, and he set up in his own time the website and update it as he can. But what he's saying is that he will, the more email addresses the better, as we said before, as it says paper. But also anybody, as shareholders, you'll get there's going to be a members only area on the website. So, if you have an internet home, you can go to a library, and use free internet provision in any library. And then there'll be a code for you to put in as shareholders, and then a password for shareholders only. So we will access our unique area for shareholders to know what's going on, rather than the general public. So that's another shareholder benefit. Thank you. So we now ask questions. Anybody else would like to ask a question? Yes, this has to be done. The ticking of this box means acceptance of the terms, and it's a safeguard. We could have proceeded because everybody wants it to happen. Everybody is keen and genuine, but you never know these days. Somebody might pop up from the woodwork and say, "I didn't agree to that," or that there wasn't any sort of formal acceptance of the rules, and that should be done. So since we're registering now, that's only come to light. So apologies for that. It's a bit of an administrative burden, and to be honest, we would rather have you fill that form in so we would know from day one, so we wouldn't have to rush around Shan and Tony all day in her time. So it's another burden, but that's life, I'm afraid. In the 21st century, Britain is red tape and burden. So we want to do it correctly. So I've got a few of the detailed constitution and the FSA report. Anybody else with any issues, any questions, or how do you feel about the whole thing?
It's not particularly relevant to what we're talking about now, but the valuation.
Yes, the valuation was mentioned last time, and Morgan and Davis, Sean took time to meet with them. When did you meet with them, Sean? Last Saturday. So they came out and the evaluation was given verbally. I don't know. So that they confirmed that in writing to the bank. To the bank, yes. Very well. Fortunate that the valuers see the site, the potential of the site, and from what I don't know if it's confidential or not. We're still in this position of presumption. There could be somebody coming along, but the valuation is good. It's favourable. It's a favourable valuation from Morgan Davis, and it does cover the amount that was offered by Shareholders on behalf of the members. Again, you can't divulge, and we have to be so cautious, don't we, that somebody could come in and offer that extra 1,000, and the receivers are obliged to take it. And all this effort that everybody's done, commitment and money parted and the shadow board, it would be quite bad if we were present last minute, but they wouldn't be very popular people if they did it, as we said last. So yes, the valuation has been done and it's favourable. The bank now needs the registration number, which is a limited company number, and then they can process the loan to top up on top of our money. And of course, the more money we do reach the 250,000 level, we don't need as much money from the bank, and which means then interest payment to them. Hopefully, we can give to our shareholders instead of the bank, which we find out. But we're grateful to Lloyds TSB for actually entertaining the loan, and we need to give them credit for doing that. And hopefully, it's good for them to get publicity on helping the social company emerge in Cardiff. So I said we'd give them some acknowledgement, which I'm sure is good for them. Any other sort of issues or comments with anybody? If you don't want, we'll be, this is a shortish meeting, so we'll be hanging around for a while. If anybody wants a face-to-face question with one of us, we're more than happy to try and answer any complicated questions you might have. But as I said, the majority of people have bought £200, which is great. Some have invested more, but we're looking for a 5% return. So obviously, £200, 5% is £10 a year. So most probably that we'll be able to invest it back, so we hold £210, and next year 222, and the 200 accumulated value. But if those larger investors want that back as cash interest on their investment, then I think possibly we set a limit of maybe £50 once you're 200 accumulated 250. But we don't want to be writing £10 checks to 300 people every year. We can accumulate it, and then you can withdraw a £50 level and say that's down to the new board and the new decision by the shareholders. And it'd be great to know when, hopefully, in 12 months' time, we could hopefully see the site being developed and the whole place improved and the insides developed, and hopefully holding our annual meetings and sub-meetings in Bush High, parking there easily, and actually holding more activity on an evening at the site. And some people have said it'd be great to have a few some entertainment evenings as well, people coming along and maybe some music, and we look at that as well. And I don't know if there's any update on any heritage or planning issues. We're still waiting for Council have been approached to give a reply on planning, but the independent advice from a professional in the top car park, there's no problem really. It's been used as a car park, so it's retaining its original sort of use. So as long as it retains its use and has done, it can continue to. We've been looking into, I think Sean again was looking into the machines, the ticket machines. So they're ready to run as soon as we have the keys for on the site. We will install those tickets and also set up that subcommittee to look at parking. Last time some people say, well, why not have somebody working the gates, as it were, in the interim for machines to come in, and we can put out a ticket to park during the day, which is fine, not on a cold, wet winter's day, I'm sure. That's great. So that's the big news then, people. Sorry, the question anywhere? That's the news, is that these need to be filled in by the 18th to comply with our friends in the FSA. Right, I did mention